3-year-old goes missing and is found eventually in a cornfield.
A farmer in Michigan has reaped an unusual harvest, a 10,000-year-old woolly mammoth skeleton.
A realtor in Telangana struck a pot of gold.
Farmers head out to their fields expecting a routine day. However, every now and then, things get a little crazy. These aren't just farmers anymore. They're accidental archaeologists, uncovering stuff you'd expect in a museum, not under a potato patch. From ancient artifacts to mysterious objects, their plows sometimes dig up more than dirt.
One body.
You doing all right?
2 faces.
How you feeling?
A phenomenal creation, a curious sight.
It's like a treasure hunt, only without the map or the pirates, just a lot of mud and a bit of luck. Let's dive in. Number 1, farm fossil find. A farmer in Michigan hit the jackpot, but not with crops. While digging in his soybean field, he found a 10,000-year-old woolly mammoth skeleton. At first, James Bristle and his friend thought they were pulling out an old fence post. Nope, it was a giant rib bone. The University of Michigan team showed up and dug up more bone, including the mammoth's skull, tusks, and even its shoulder blade. Experts think it was an adult male, probably 40 years old, when humans took it down.
It was an adult male, probably in its 40s at the time of its death. Probably lived between 10,000 and 15,000 years ago.
They even found stone tools and big rocks nearby, which might have been part of the hunt. This is one of the most complete mammoth skeletons ever found in Michigan. Farming just got way cooler or weirder. Number 2, Ice Age Jackpot. Imagine digging in your field and unearthing an ancient giant. That's exactly what happened in Michigan, where a farmer stumbled on one of the most complete Ice Age mastodon skeletons found since the 1940s.
Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
Over 75 huge bones were uncovered, including the skull, ribs, pelvis, and limb.
Some parts of the mastodon, including the tusk, lower jaw, and most of the foot bones were missing from the site.
Paleontologists and students joined the dig and found the skeleton was about 70% complete. Experts think humans may have taken parts like the tusks and foot bones thousands of years ago. The carcass was likely preserved in an old pond. Discoveries like this prove Michigan farmers don't just grow crops, they dig up history. Number 3, treasure in Telangana. A realtor in Telangana got the surprise of a lifetime while leveling an 11-acre plot of land near the Warangal-Hyderabad highway. An earth mover hit a copper pot, and out came a hidden treasure. Over 1.5 kilograms of silver and nearly 200 grams of gold. The pot was packed with gold bead, earrings, Mangal sutras, and silver sticks and chain. Villagers quickly gathered cracked coconuts and offered flowers, believing the treasure belonged to a goddess in the path. But the landowner won't get to keep it. Officials took the treasure under the Indian Treasure Trove Act, and now it's headed to the district treasury. No gold for him. Number 4, golden dirt. Imagine heading out to dig up some soil and instead finding the ultimate farm to fortune story. This farmer was casually working his land when he hit something solid, not a rock or a stubborn root, but a pot. It's not your average kitchen kind either. Curiosity got the better of him, so he cracked it open, probably expecting clay or dust, but nope. Gold. Yes, actual gold is sitting in this ancient-looking pot, like it was waiting for centuries to be discovered. Number 5, secrets in the field. One morning, a farmer discovers massive, perfect patterns carved into their crops. But there is no explanation or witnesses. It is just a mystery. These crop circles have baffled people for centuries. While some believe they're just clever pranks, others think they're messages from aliens or nature's own unexplained phenomena.
Some crop formations serve as a medium for extraterrestrial communication.
The mystery only grows with reports of strange lights and shapes appearing around these fields and patterns containing complex math. Whether they're cosmic messages or earthly puzzle, crop circles continue to leave everyone scratching their heads and watching the sky. Number 6, meteorite hits home. Imagine digging around in your cornfield and finding a rock that's not just heavy, but literally from space. That's exactly what happened to Bruce Lilienthal, a farmer in Minnesota. At first, he thought it was just another rock to toss aside, but this one weighed 33 pounds and looked nothing like the others. It turns out that it's a meteorite that traveled billions of miles before crash landing on his farm. Skeptics asked, how do you know it's real? Easy, experts tested it and confirmed it's legit. Funny thing, meteorites have been popping up in the area for over a century. Farming rocks is one thing, but farming space rocks, That's next level cool. Number 7. Rejected but resilient. On this farm, an alpaca gave birth to a frail, weak baby that didn't quite scream adorable. Covered in a slimy, messy coat, the poor thing looked so unappealing that even the mother alpaca refused to lick it clean, which is a normal bonding ritual. Sometimes alpacas reject their newborns when the babies are too weak or appear unhealthy, as survival instincts kick in. Weak alpaca babies, known as cria, often struggle due to prematurity or complications during birth. Their wrinkled, slimy look is just nature's way of protecting them inside the womb. With a little help from the farmer, like rubbing it dry, these babies can gain strength and, hopefully, a second chance. Number 8. Lost, found, flying. Ever seen a drone save the day? Here's one for the book. A 90-year-old woman with Alzheimer's went missing in an overgrown field, and the usual search party shuffle wasn't cutting. Enter Mickey Summers, a local hero and drone whisperer. He launched his trusty flying sidekick, and in less than a minute, yes, 60 seconds, he spotted her through thermal imaging. She was stuck with her walker in the middle of what can only be described as a jungle masquerading as a field.
I launched the drone. Less than 1 minute, I had located her with the thermal imaging, the FLIR.
The drone led the rescue team straight to her, proving once and for all that technology sometimes has a heart. Number 9. Legless little legend. A farmer came across a piglet that looked like it skipped leg day quite literally. Nicknamed Miracle, this little guy was born without back legs. But instead of sitting this one out, he was like, front legs it is, and started walking on them like a pro. The farmer, juggling other animals and kids, keeps an extra eye on Miracle, who roams around as if nothing's missing. He's a fighter, but let's face it, gymnast pig moves can't last forever. A wheelchair is on the horizon, and the farmer is hoping to find him a home that can handle his unique style. Until then, Miracle's showing the world that 2 legs are more than enough. Number 10. Two-Face. Over in Baker County, Florida, a calf was born that's, well, not your everyday barnyard sight. It's got 1 body, but 2 faces. Yes, 2. It's the kind of thing that makes you stop and ask, how does that even happen? The calf has 4 eyes, but only 2 of them seem to work. And while it's got 2 mouths, they share 1 brain. So everything's in sync when one mouth drinks, and the other just tags along.
Okay, so the calf may have 2 sets of eyes, a pair here and a pair here, but Cruz believes that the 2 middle eyes aren't actually seeing anything, and he believes that she only has 1 brain.
Here's the tough part. The little one can't stand up. Its head is heavy, and its legs aren't quite up to the job. Its mom still checks on it though, giving it some love. Sadly, history isn't kind to 2-headed calves. Most only live about 40 days. For now, this one's a rare little wonder, defying the odds 1 day at a time. Number 11. Cornfield Rescue Mission. Imagine losing your kid in a 100-acre cornfield. That's exactly what happened last Saturday night. A child wandered off into the endless maze of corn, leaving everyone panicking. Enter the heroes and local deputies with a thermal imaging drone. They managed to track down the tiny wanderer.
Sheriff's deputy used a thermal imaging drone to help locate the child in a 100-plus acre cornfield.
3 deputies finally found the kid. After some sweaty teamwork, they rescued the little adventurer and reunited them with their relieved parent. Number 12. Mud, Mayhem Mammoths. So, it's raining in Thailand. What do we have? An elephant mom and her baby in the muddiest, slipperiest situation possible. The 1-year-old calf thought it'd be a great idea to fall into a drainage pit. And naturally, mom tried to help, but plot twist. She fell in too. Double trouble. A team of vets, park staff, and a digger rolled up, ready to save the day. First, mom got hoisted out with a boom lift, but she was so stressed she passed out. 3 people climbed on her to perform CPR. Meanwhile, the baby elephant finally escaped its mud bath as the digger cleared a path. Moral of the story? Motherhood is tough, even when you're an elephant. Number 13. Leech Empire rising. In China, farming isn't just about fields and livestock. It's also about breeding slimy, blood-sucking leeches. Yes, leech farming is real, and it's been around for centuries thanks to traditional Chinese medicine. Back then, leeches were believed to heal everything from bad circulation to mental illness, balancing the body's energy like tiny, squishy therapists. Today, the industry is thriving, focusing on Hirudo medicinalis, a superstar leech used in modern medicine. These little guys are crucial for procedures like plastic surgery, arthritis treatments, and even saving limb. Leech farming might sound bizarre, but it's keeping traditions alive and raking in cash, one slimy hero at a time. Number 14. Sheep meets goat. What happens when a sheep and a goat decide to break all the rules? you get a Jeep. This 1-week-old little guy is causing quite a stir with his speed and personality. Locals have had a good laugh about this unexpected arrival, and the farmer is just trying to figure out what to do with him. Breeding more? Probably not. It's a one-off miracle. What's wild is that the horns are already starting to show. Number 15, corn maze. Corn mazes are like giant puzzles made in cornfields, and farmers put a lot of work into creating them. First, they plant rows of corn in the spring. Once the corn grows tall enough, usually by late summer, they start designing the maze. Some farmers use GPS or special tools to draw the path, while others just figure it out as they go. They use tractors or mowers to cut out the design. The mazes can be simple or super fancy, with themes like Halloween or a cool pattern. It's all about giving people a fun way to wander around and get lost. Plus, it's a great way for farmers to make some extra money in the fall. Number 16, beefed up giant. This giant bull, Hazard van de Pannemeers, weighs over 1,200 kilograms, which is nearly 3,000 pounds. Farmers have bred Belgian blue bulls like him for generations to make them super muscular. A genetic quirk called double muscling is the reason behind all that beefy bulk. It causes extra muscle growth and less fat, making this bull look like it's been hitting the gym non-stop. Hazard comes from a farm in Belgium, where breeding these muscle-packed animals is a speciality. Keeping him this big takes a lot of care and attention, and let's be honest, it's probably a mountain of food every day. Number 17, ears for days. Meet Simba, a goat from Pakistan who's redefining what it means to have long ears. This little superstar is rocking a jaw-dropping 21 inches of ear on each side. Yep, that's over 4 feet of floppy greatness combined. His breeder, Mohammed Hassan Narejo, even has to fold them over Simba's back so the poor guy doesn't trip over his own ears. Talk about high maintenance. Simba's fame has gone global, winning beauty contests and hogging the spotlight like a true diva. Narejo is so proud he's trying to get Guinness to create a greatest of all-time goat category just for Simba, so why not? Beyond the glamour, Narejo hopes Simba can put Pakistan on the map as the ultimate goat breeding powerhouse. Number 18, Texas Longhorns. Texas Longhorns are basically cows with horns so big they look like they could double as satellite dishes. These giant horn beauties were spotted living it up on a Texas farm, where there's apparently an entire herd of them strutting around with their outrageous headgear. But let's be real, having horns this massive must be like carrying furniture on your head all day. They balance like champs though, walking like cow supermodels on a runway. The horns can grow up to 7 feet across, so imagine trying to turn around without poking someone. Texas never does anything small, and these cows are proof. Number 19, goat's shadowed chase. On an otherwise ordinary day, chaos happened on a farm when a goat was spotted with something attached to it. A black shadow-like creature clung to its side, and no one could tell if it was an animal, a parasite, or something far worse. Naturally, the farmers did what anyone would do. They freaked out and went after it. The goat, clearly terrified, bolted. The farmers chased it, yelling and stumbling over each other. The poor goat kept running, and whatever this creepy thing was, it wouldn't budge. The chase ended when the creature disappeared into a pond, unsettling everyone. Number 20, Farmyard Mystery. This looks like an ordinary farm, but wait until the lights come on. A strange creature appears on the left seconds after the area is lit. It's quick, shadowy, and almost impossible to identify. Was it an animal, a trick of the light, or something more mysterious? Number 21, Field of Treasures. A farmer with a metal detector hit the jackpot in a massive field, uncovering some seriously cool stuff. He found musket balls from the 1700s, old flat buttons, and coins as old as the 1300s. One of the most exciting finds was a hammered silver coin, likely from the time of King Edward, and a lead token that could be medieval. There were also pieces of history like furniture fitting, a Queen Charlotte memorial token, and even a fork from the early 1900s. Each signal from the detector uncovered more treasures, turning the field into a goldmine of historical artifact. Number 22, Nature's Glitch Moment. So, a farmer found this creature while farming, and honestly, it looks like nature had an off day. It's pink, wrinkly, and kind of a mix between a piglet and something that looks like a science experiment gone wrong. It has no skin, no proper face, and just exists. You'd think nature would have rules, but clearly not here. Whatever this thing is, it's definitely not winning a beauty contest. Number 23, Horns Gone Wild. Let me introduce you to Pancho Villa, a Texas Longhorn with horns that are so massive they're basically a hazard. This cow from a quiet town in Alabama is now a Guinness World Record holder for the longest horn spread ever recorded on a living steer, 10 feet, 7 inches from tip to tip.
Pancho set the record for the longest horn spread on a living steer and longest horn spread on a steer ever.
Yes, really. Pancho wasn't always this dramatic. When he arrived, his horns were barely 6 inches long. The tricky part? If Poncho gets annoyed by a fly and swings his head, anyone standing nearby is officially in the danger zone. The craziest part? His horns are still growing. As long as Poncho's alive, he's adding inches, proving that sometimes bigger really is better. Just maybe don't stand too close. Number 24. Goat baby shock. Jomvu village in Mombasa woke up to some wild news. A goat gave birth to a kid with human-like features. Yep, you read that right. A goat. Naturally, the whole village rushed to see the so-called miracle kid, and the debates began. Was it a blessing, a curse, or is it just Mother Nature pulling a weird prank? Some villagers whispered about divine signs, while others just stared in disbelief. One thing's for sure, this goat has left everyone with more questions than answered. Whatever caused it, this bizarre birth has officially put Jomvu on the map for the strangest reason imaginable. Number 25, Big Beefy Boss. Meet Knickers, the steer who's basically the shock of the bovine world. At 7 years old, this Holstein Friesian towers over his farm buddy, standing over 6 feet tall and tipping the scales at nearly 1.5 tons. The guy is so huge, and the other cows look like his entourage. You'd think a steer this size would be prime meat, but Knickers has lucked out. He's officially too big for the slaughterhouse. That's right, he's earned a lifetime pass to strut his stuff on the farm, probably scaring the life out of anyone who didn't expect to see a cowzilla roaming around. Props to Knickers for being both massive and untouchable. Number 26. Chicken Stampede. This farm in China isn't your average chicken. Here you'll find 70,000 chickens freely roaming and chasing after their 40-year-old farmer like he's the biggest celebrity they've ever seen. It's like a feathered stampede whenever he shows up. Unlike the usual image of chickens crammed into cages, this farmer lets his flock roam free, keeping them healthy and happy. These chickens clearly know who keeps their world running, following their farmer like he's their leader. Number 27. Farmyard Powerhouse. This massive bull is no ordinary farm animal. It's a walking tank built purely on muscle. Bred for size and strength, bulls like this are the result of generations of selective breeding. With a body that looks like it's been sculpted in a gym, this bull leaves you wondering what it's been eating to grow so massive. Managing such a beast is no easy task. It requires a ton of food, plenty of space, and constant care. Number 28. EightLegged Oink. A farmer was just digging away minding his business when he unearthed a piglet with 6 legs. Yep. This wasn't your average barnyard discovery. 4 regular legs plus 2 extra ones in the middle, each with 2 feet, making a grand total of 8 feet. Imagine his face. He probably thought he'd struck the world's weirdest treasure. Nature clearly decided to have some fun, like, hey, let's throw in some bonus limbs and confuse everyone. Farming is definitely never boring. Number 29, deer gives birth. CCTV caught an amazing moment, a deer giving birth on a farmer's land. The mother carefully made sure her little one was safe and steady. But then, surprise, she gave birth to a second baby. She took care of both fawns, cleaning and cuddling them like the perfect mom. Number 30. Overloaded dairy tanks. These sheep are clearly overachievers in the milk production department, to the point where walking has become optional. They shuffle around like reluctant participants in a game they never signed up for. It's less productive livestock and more walking dairy. You'd think nature might cut them some slack, but no, these sheep are literally carrying the weight of the farm. Let's just hope someone's keeping track of where all that milk is going, because these poor creatures have earned a break. Number 31. Nature's hidden hydration. Who needs bottled water when you've got a baobab tree? For the Hadzabe tribe, these majestic giants are lifesavers during droughts. While the land is bone dry, these trees quietly hoard rainwater in their hollow trunks like nature's best-kept secret. The tribe climbs up, taps into the stash, and drinks clean, dust-free water straight from the source. It's pure, it's refreshing, and it's been waiting for them all along. Forget fancy filters. This is survival at its most brilliant. The baobab isn't just a tree, it's a living, breathing miracle of hydration. Number 32. Dennys' second chance. A farmer discovered Denny, a battered and scared Malinois, lying helplessly in a field. The dog's injuries suggested someone had hit him with a heavy object, leaving him unable to move. The farmer brought him to the vet, where his long recovery journey began. The farmer kept visiting Denny, forming a strong bond as the dog slowly regained the ability to walk. Number 33. Ancient fossil field. Yunnan, China has been hiding a secret, a fossil field that is over 300 million years old. Imagine digging around and finding not just rocks, but ancient plants and animals from before dinosaurs were even a thing. It's like nature's version of a flashback episode.
The unearthed fossils include a dinosaur's relatively complete abdominal ribs.
Scientists are geeking out because this site is a jackpot for understanding how life evolved millions of years ago. The field is massive, like a giant time capsule of Earth's early days. Who Who knows what other prehistoric surprises are waiting to be uncovered? Number 34. Quadruple limb baby. A woman near a farm delivered a baby who's making headlines, and not for the usual reason. This little one came into the world sporting 4 arms and 4 legs. Yep, twice the limbs, twice the intrigue. Doctors explain that this medical marvel happened due to an underdeveloped twin situation during pregnancy. Thankfully, both mom and baby are healthy, but the hospital has turned into a full-blown circuit, with crowds flocking to catch a glimpse. Some call it divine, and others just can't stop staring. Number 35. Farmer and the Guest. You'd think this farmer found something strange, but no. This one had a parked car show up as an uninvited guest. Instead of leaving it to ruin the view, 57-year-old Robert Hooper decided, why not, and flipped the car off his driveway with a tractor. Yes, a tractor. The car's passenger, a 21-year-old who had apparently chugged 7 bottles of lager before this genius parking attempt. The whole thing ended up in court, but Robert walked away not guilty. Moral of the story? Don't mess with a farmer who has a tractor and 0 patience for freeloaders. Farmers never know what they'll dig up next. Treasures, mysteries, or the unexplainable. From strange creatures and ancient artifacts, crop formations, and hidden history, these discoveries remind us how incredible the world can be. If you're as fascinated by these farmyard mysteries as we are, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We will be exploring many more interests like this. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and share this video with your friends. Who knows? The next big mystery might be right beneath your feet. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.